July 23rd, the world has witnessed a new discovery. Kepler 186f, an Earth-like planet was discovered, and the quest for a new home for humans has reached a new level. Over the years, the space race was about venturing into new environments to discover new worlds that have two essential elements for humans to survive and thrive: air and water. As compelling as this adventure sounds, a question remains. Can we all really go?
Well, this is a difficult question. So we started to think critically about this issue. If we can't all escape while the boat is sinking, then we need to do something. We need to act. We need to transform.
We are Enactus Mohammedia School of Engineers, proudly representing Morocco, and we use the transformative power of entrepreneurship in spirit and practice to shape a better, healthier, and more prosperous world by focusing on two vital elements that affect billions of people: air and water.
We are delighted to introduce you today to our two main projects, highlighting the impact we have achieved this year: Breathe and Access Water. Breathe tells the story of Aisha, Aya, Said, and the 32,000 citizens of Sidi Yahya Al Gharb in countryside Morocco. The story begins like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that one of the deadliest threats facing women and their families around the world today is right inside their own home? Would you believe that the simple act of cooking is responsible for 2 million deaths globally each year? When burned in open fires, wood and charcoal emit toxic smoke that fills homes and communities the world over. This silent killer affects almost half the world's population, including the 10 million in our home country.
We decided to address this issue and find sustainable ways to solve it, even though we know it is bigger than ourselves. In January 2015, we launched our project Breathe that aims to create a thriving market for clean cooking solutions that save lives, improve livelihoods, empower women, and protect the environment.
First, we contacted the Ministry of Environment and identified the region of Sidi Yahya Al Gharb, where more than 3,000 households still use solid fuels for cooking. Its economy is mainly based on small, informal businesses such as pottery, woodwork, and sheet metal work. The community also suffered from a waste management issue. Oil mills and wood workshops didn't use the appropriate methods to dispose their waste.
In order to understand the needs of our target audience, we conducted in-depth interviews with more than 100 people. At our stop in the village of Oulat Sidhoum, every door was shut, as if the village wasn't inhabited. You may call it fate or destiny, but a charming little girl showed up. Her name was Aya, and she led us to an open door through which we met her grandmother Aisha.
Aisha, like almost every woman we interviewed, was cooking over an indoor open fire and didn't have a choice but to break the law by collecting wood, as she can't afford charcoal. She introduced us to Said, who, like 25% of the young men in his village, was unemployed and looking for opportunities, but not finding any.
Through the needs assessment process, 4 main conclusions came out. Women and their children needed to be less exposed to toxic fumes. Families needed to stop collecting wood or using charcoal. More opportunities had to be provided for people to unleash their potential, and all the organic waste they produce had to go somewhere.
Now was time for us to take action. It is common knowledge, ladies and gentlemen, even for a non-experienced cooker like myself, that the process of cooking requires 2 elements: fuels and cook stoves. So with Aisha and Said, who are now the project leads, we co-created the first mock-ups of alternative products based on the target audience's customs and locally available materials. We had to iterate on various prototypes before coming up, after over 2 months in labs, with 2 cleaner alternatives.
For the cook stoves, we developed Kanoun, which is made from an inner piece of clay, covered with a layer of steel on top of an insulating layer of straw. It is shaped in a way that brings the exact amount of oxygen to the fuel, leading to 32% less toxic smoke and 30% less fuel consumption.
For solid fuels, we developed boron, an ecological log made from organic waste available in the region, sawdust and olive pomace. They were mixed in specific proportions, allowing them to contain 10% more energy than wood and reduce toxic smoke emissions by 27%. Halima was one of the first women to test these solutions. Let's hear what she has to say about them.
المهم هذا سهل، هذا احسن من الفخر، الفخر من عاد جيبي. تمشي لغايه المخزن يشدوك عليها القروط والله ما هذا فيها زبل ما هذا ياكل فاخر ما عاد يشعر انا راد عليه الحرير حقاش عندو هذيك النقطه من تحت حتى خلي الريح بلا ما دير رابوس هذا عايش تشوف العام ولا حتى كاع لا زوينين والله لا ما عمرهم ما عمري شفتهم انا الجامع.
Like Halima, the customer segment for these clean cooking solutions is low-income families living in rural areas and still using solid fuels for cooking. Revenues are generated through direct sales of these products in traditional markets and outlet shops. To have a competitive advantage, boron selling price was set at 30 cents per kilo, which is 40% less expensive than charcoal. For Canoon, it was set at $5. The costs include sourcing, production, branding, distribution, salaries, and are 5 cents per kilo for boron and $2.2 for Canoon.
With the business model defined and 2 products in hand, we delivered to Saeed and Aisha a holistic business development curriculum designed to meet their specific needs. Results were then evaluated to ensure effective knowledge and skills transfer. Next, we assisted them in structuring their production and supply chains. And by the end of April, they were ready to put their products on the shelf.
Moving forward, many sales events were organized to introduce the products to the community. And progressively, sales kept growing, so Aisha and Saeed decided to recruit 2 new staff members each, whom they trained directly based on the same curriculum we provided. And since May 2015, they are selling their products independently on a weekly basis in 3 traditional markets, as states Aisha in the following testimonial.
تنبيع في السوق ديال السبت سوق واحد ديال الخميس وسوق 3 هي اللي عندنا كبير اللي داه ما تيردوا لي اللي داه ما تيردوا لي كلهم تيشكروا اللي دات شي واحد تقول لك هذا زوين غنمشي نجيب الاخر وحده تجيب بنتها وحده ديال اختها.
During the planning process and while identifying the desired outcomes, we designed the evaluation methods we will be using to measure how effectively the people we empowered improved the livelihoods of the 6 villages of Sidi Yahya Al Gharb. Beyond quantified metrics, we conducted surveys within the community and regular interviews with 10 families. These tools allowed us to report the following results achieved this year.
Aisha has sold 451 Canoon stoves and Saeed more than 9 tons of boron logs. They are generating an average monthly income of $250, leading to an average monthly income of
This new and cleaner source of energy they provide had so far spared the consumption of $25 per month, and sharing best practices to consume less fuel, get exposed fewer to harmful emissions, and improve their living conditions by protecting their environment.
When using boron logs instead of wood or charcoal, they no longer suffer from the solid fuels price fluctuation over the seasons, nor from the conflicts and discrimination it causes. And women and children feel more secure since they stop putting themselves at risk by collecting wood early in the morning.
This year, Breed created 6 job opportunities, generated more than $3,500 in revenues, provided a clean source of energy to 4,000 people, who saved up in total more than $10,000 over 5 months and counting.
the $700,000 Sidi Yahya Al Gharb's potential market can generate more than 30 new jobs. On a national level, it is a $300 million that can create up to 5,000 job opportunities. In Africa, this represents a market of $30 billion, which is very accessible since we can customize every raw material available in order to create the relevant solutions adaptable to every context. But as they say, we can change the world one life at a time.
Saeed is now independent. He has never been that confident. He started making plans for the future and thinking about stability, marriage, and family.
Aisha is now able to financially sustain her family. She went from living one day at a time and sinking into debts to budgeting and forecasting how much money she will be able to save for future expenditures. This August was the first time she had been able to send her granddaughter Aya for dental care. Aya, who now breathes quality air, even when she is around her mom in the kitchen.
We talked about air. Now it's time for water and our project Access Water that addresses the need of the 663 million people who still don't have the quality water they deserve. Access Water aims to empower people to clean their own water by creating businesses that produce and sell point-of-use water purification solutions managed by locals we like to call waterpreneurs.
Ladies and gentlemen, This is how we saw the opportunity on how to use clean drinking water as an income-generating tool and sustainable way to improve livelihoods, and moreover, empower ourselves and the world.
The Access Water story started last year with Safa, a low-cost ceramic filter certified by the National Institute of Hygiene to provide clean drinking water. This year, through our monitoring program and based on the insights collected by our waterpreneurs, we went from this to that.
We replaced the opaque receptacle with a transparent one that acts as an indicator of how much filtered water is available. We added a brand printed on the product and the serial number that allows the tracking of the filter, and introduced a guarantee scheme in case of breakage.
We then streamlined the production line and supply chain, which decreased the cost by 15%. We also established a loan system with the waterpreneurs for the people who cannot pay for Safa's $10 selling price upfront.
While raising Safa, the Access Water family was pleased to welcome a newborn, Elixir, a chlorine solution reducing microbial waterborne pathogens and that can be used for water treatment and disinfection purposes.
For Elixir, our waterpreneurs proceeded differently. They established a distribution service of 1 liter of Elixir per week per household for a monthly subscription fee of $1.60. With that service, and since the solution is distributed in reusable receptacles, they reduced their production and distribution waste to zero.
To ensure a long-term sustainability and to scale our project, we went beyond working with single individuals. Instead, we partnered with organizations that adopted and duplicated the project based on a handbook we designed and that contains all the information about the project.
In less than 1 year, 8 organizations implemented the project in 12 different regions in Morocco and Mauritania. And in April 2015, we were honored to receive a special invitation from the Moroccan Ministry of Water to take part in the 7th Water World Forum in South Korea, and we are now considered as a model of successfully implemented solutions for access to clean water.
Like Mohammed, who produces up to 200 Safa filters per month, and Jamal, who distributes 800 liters of Elixir per month, 10 waterpreneurs belong today to the Access Water Network. They manage a production unit each, have created 9 more job opportunities, and generated a total turnover of $13,000, leading to an average monthly income of $200.
They went from 592 people last year to 12,000 people daily using their products this year. Yes, 12,000 people now have access to clean drinking water each day. And according to our partners, the number of local cases of diarrhea and infections dropped by 80% since people like Rashid and Hisham started using them.
بداو نسيس عنده البلوك الحاله ديال الماء تيبان بانه ولا يعني عنده جوده ولا ماء نقي وصالح للشرب.
وهي بعدا المهم الصفي راه يخفف الضرر على الناس بزاف، وهي بعدا غتصفي يعني الانسان غادي بعدا يعاود يشرب واحد الماء نقي، يعني عارف بعدا عارف راسو بانه راه كيشرب شي حاجه نقيه. الا كنا نفكروا بعيد راه غنلقاو مثلا الا زدنا واحد شويه خسرنا عليه باش نعالجوه، راه غنقصوا في حوايج اخرين، مثلا غنقصوا في السبيطار، غنقصوا في الصحه ديالنا. الصحه هي اول حاجه وهي كلشي.
The organizations we empower didn't really need our intervention in person to successfully implement the project. It was all in the resources we provided them. So we started to think about the huge and sustainable impact we would have if everyone had access to these resources.
We launched this year the AccessWaterProject.org, the first open crowdsourced platform that empowers everyone through tutorial videos, handbooks, and toolkits to help people get clean drinking water and create income opportunities to regions even beyond our reach. Now every Enactus team around the world or anyone watching us can act and enable progress.
Quality water, ladies and gentlemen, not only makes people healthier, but it makes them wealthier. A report published by the United Nations states that every dollar invested in water and sanitation makes a community 8 times richer. Access Water restores hours each day to a person's life. This time is an opportunity to be more productive and earn a living. Some women tell us they will spend more time with their kids to be better mothers.
Having this extra time back, having this extra money back in the family, having the improved health, and the ability to get a better education are key factors to better life and development. Take the example of Leila, a young girl we met in Mauritania. Thanks to Access Water, she has now time to stay in school, which increases her chances to find work or start a business and make choices for herself. This way, she can be the key to lift herself and her family out of the cycle of poverty.
Just like Leila, Access Water changed the lives of Rashid, Hisham, and 12,000 people who now have access to a safe and affordable water supply. Clean water, ladies and gentlemen, changes entire communities.
Having equal access to sustainable livelihoods is a fundamental and basic human right.
We, Enactus Mohammedia School of Engineers, align and commit ourselves to the global goals for sustainable development. Our projects are game changers and directly address two of them.
But while ensuring clean drinking water and affordable and cleaner energy,
We contribute in reducing poverty,
Promote health and well-being.
Empower women,
promote inclusive economic growth and offer decent employment,
reuse waste, and promote wasteless industrial activities.
Combat indoor air pollution.
and protect forests.
my name is Sufyan, and I introduce you to Sukaina, Hanan, Neda, and the 90 engineers we are representing today.
Engineers by training, but entrepreneurs by passion.
We apply our time, talents, and energy to something that brings purpose to our lives.
And value to the lives of others.
This year, we have raised more than $35,000 to fund our project.
Through which we have empowered 14 individuals to create their own businesses.
They created 27 new jobs.
Generated a total turnover of $18,000.
And transform the lives of 16,000 people.
We, Enactus Mohammedia School of Engineers, dedicated to make every life matter.
Thank you to the team from Morocco. Judges, you may now begin the question and answer period.
Okay, good afternoon. Piotr Wilgomas, congratulations on both projects. I have one question regarding this cook stove. What was the inspiration for this product? Were there any benchmarks on the market? And the second question, what is the plan for this product on the market or in Morocco generally? Thank you.
Please, can you repeat the question, please?
The first question was regarding inspiration for the cook stove product. Was there any benchmark on the market you were watching? And the second is regarding plan for this product in Morocco and generally. Thank you.
Yes, actually, our products, there are similar products on the market, but our product is adapted and customized to the target audience we're working with. So we adopted a human-centered design approach to increase the likelihood of adoption of our products. For the plans, first I would like to walk you through the financial sustainability of the current model. What we do is that we provide training and startup capital to the entrepreneurs we're working with. They produce, they sell, they make profits and we supervise their activity until they reach their break-even point. Then they are able to pay us back the startup capital we provided them and continue to own and sustain their business. Now, to scale that project, the idea is to create a social business that provides those startup capitals and trainings and supervise one more time the businesses. And when they are financially sustainable, they pay back margin to the enterprise and to allow it to grow and involve more people in this network. Thank you.
Hi. Another question on the stove, if I may. One of your collaborators thought the stove might last about a year. How long do you think they will last, and how long would you like that to be?
Can you please repeat the question one more time? Sorry.
The stoves look very durable. How long do you think they're actually going to last in use?
Yeah, how long the cook stove will last? The lifespan of the cook stoves is 1 year. And actually, that what makes them so profitable is that the investment can be recapped in just 2 weeks because there are savings in fuels and it's a profitable investment for the people who buys the cook stove. Thank you.
Hello. Did you find that the $5 price tag was too high for some people on the cook stoves, and what did you do to address that?
Yes, actually, for some people it is expensive. But since the businesses are local and managed by locals, there is a trust relationship between the entrepreneurs and their community. So there are payment facilities that allows the entrepreneurs to establish loan systems for the people who buys the products. So they can make installments until they pay the product. They pay off the product.
What did you do about smoke? You started off by saying smoke was the problem. With the cook stoves, how did you extract the smoke?
For the cook stoves are designed in a way that brings the exact amount of oxygen to the fuel. So we work with the Public Laboratory for Trials and Studies, who provided us with the relevant tools and who identified the elements we should evaluate to see how effective our products were. So the key element is the design of the product that makes it effective and reduces smoke and also fuel consumption.
Your time has expired. Judges, please join me in thanking the team from Morocco, Mahome Media School of Engineers.